McClellan in the 3 is one lane up. That gives Nesbitt some room as they power into 3. Nesbitt trying to use all that he's got left in that race car now, but McClellan just hangs right in there with him. Now Nesbitt pokes the bumper of that machine just a hair in front for position.
Well, the last camera shot, you can see the front wheels. He is really working that steering wheel because the front wheels are going left and right all the way through the middle of the corner. So these guys are racing hard.
About 20 to go here shortly. 30 of Nesbitt trying to establish the spot over the 3 car. This is a battle for 5th position. Nesbitt finally closes the deal. And look at Vickers in the 42. He's going to follow him right through.
Well, he's a little bit quicker. I don't think he really wants to be, interrupt them between them two, but he doesn't want to take himself out of position where he can make laps too.
Vickers is last in the scoring charts, and the car's still running, showing 24th, but he is just out there running as quick as anybody.
Well, like I said, he's trying to get experience. They want to make as many notes to come back to the next race as possible. When we get down to the end of the season where we're going to the championship races, it's valid right here.
Nesbitt in the 30 car, moving up to 5th spot, dropping McClellan back to 6th now. As we move up for the battle 3rd here, Hill in the 00 has the spot. Mike Herman Jr. in the 16 car trying to track him down and make a bid here late in the go.
The 16 car obviously looks fast, but I wonder how much he's going to use his tires up, because he's been driving the wheels off that thing since they got their 4 tires.
And Hill in the 00, he's closing in on Marty Lindley. You got to look at the 01 there. Lindley in 2nd spot. He's been there for the last 50 laps or so, and they're closing in.
And Marty got his tires pretty early too now, and you can tell there's just a little bit of a hint of being loose. You'll see the back end of the car wiggle just a little bit when they come up off the corner.
Working around the Hooters Sport, Bill Plemons, who's been in the wall a couple of different times tonight. He had a very quick race car in the first 40 laps here, but after getting involved in a couple of skirmishes, they've just been trying to get to the finish line. Lindley started 12th tonight. He's gained 10 spots, but he hasn't got anything from the leader, Stacy Puryear, at this point.
Yeah, Stacy's checked out, and we can't even see him on the screen, but Bill Boger, that's my crew chief of the day. If they come in and made those adjustments, got those tires as early as they did, and this is a great drive for that team.
Hill putting all kinds of pressure now on Marty Lindley for 2nd spot as they race out of turn 4, and Herman just sitting back there. Look at all the body damage on the front of the 16. You've got to think that's upsetting the handling of that race car a little bit. Here's Hill to the outside of Lindley for 2nd spot.
That's a strong run. To be able to go to that outside, we've documented it before. If you can get up there and get the kind of traction you need, you've got an awfully good race car.
So Donnie Hill with a great move late in the going here, powers around Marty Lindley, and here goes Herman. So Lindley obviously losing the handling on the 01 car. He goes all the way back to 4th. Puryear now the leader. Hill is 2nd. Herman is 3rd with 19 to go.
Charlie Ford snuck into that top 10. And maybe he's still a player in this thing. We're not over yet.
Might be. Beauchamp in 7th spot. Ford in 8th, a little further back. Meantime, you've got a new 2nd place car. Donnie Hill in the 00 has taken the spot. And Mike Herman in the 16 is 3rd. And you can see Puryear there. I think Hill's starting to close it in a little bit.
Well, what I did notice is Herman is trying to use that outside groove. He's trying to find a way around the 00. But every time he gets a good run, they always end up in the same groove, and he can't quite finish off the pass. Mike
Herman Jr. from Kannapolis, North Carolina, and that blue and yellow 16 car. Donnie Hill in that black 00, the rookie from Columbus, Ohio. We told you his history. Track late model champion at Columbus Motor Speedway in Ohio, and the local super late model making the big move up to Hooters Pro Cup action this year and turning in a great run in his first start in the North Series event.
Well, we see a lot of body damage on the front of the 16 car, but obviously he didn't get into the wheel because that thing is still handling awful good.
Less than 20 to go. Puryear is still out in front of the 92 car. Hill closing in. He's about 10 car lengths behind the leader as they hit the backstretch.
Yeah, this is not over by any means.
Herman just riding now in the 16 car in 3rd spot. They've opened up a couple of car lengths on Marty Lindley. Anytime you see Puryear lapping by a slower car as they go into turn 1.
These lap cars seem to be giving a little bit more room here towards the end. I guess they figured out that they can't win it just at this day anyhow.
And only 24 cars left on the racetrack. Several cars behind the wall now at this stage, so the traffic is thinned out a little bit. Got to look at Marty Lindley as they work through 1 and 2. 4th spot for Lindley, and he's got to push now. You can see him go way up the racetrack.
Yeah, the car's starting to come off from underneath him, but he's had to drive awful hard, and he come in pretty early and got tired.
Well, the 00 now stretching it out over Herman. I don't think Herman's got anything left for 2nd spot here, and Hill trying to see as he works around the 83 car of Lonnie Rush Sr., lap machine, trying to see if he's got anything to get up and give Puryear a run for his money here late in the going.
Well, Stacy Purr, like we said, they made the right adjustments, and they got what they needed on that car, and he's driving a real good race. The other thing you got to think about, you get down close to these closing laps, and I've been in this situation. You start hearing nuts and bolts and everything rattle in that car, and he's had such bad luck at the end of the races. He just hopes some doesn't fall off.
Time to battle again for 7th. Ron Beauchamp Jr. in the 60 car from Canada. Charlie Ford from Virginia. Your pole sitter tonight. Heavy damage on that 14 car, and he is hanging right there with Beauchamp, who is 7th.
See a little bit of smoke out Charles' car.
We've got a caution on the Speedway. Late and going here. One car into the wall. The 44 of Todd Weir again, the DeskPlayer.com Chevrolet. Weir spins up in turn 3 and whacks the wall, knocks the front bodywork off the machine. This time, that's going to cause a yellow flag. So we'll take a quick timeout, come back for the finish here at Jennerstown Speedway. Welcome back to Jennerstown Speedway. Rick Benjamin, Scott Sutherland, Stephen Cox on pit road. Last couple of laps of the Naturally Fresh Dressings 200. It'll be a single file restart, Stephen Cox.
Well, you're right. It is a single file restart, guys. And here's why. When there are 10 laps or less to go, instead of taking all the lap cars and putting them double file down on the inside, it's going to get really exciting real quick with a great shootout. The lap cars go all the way to the back. It's a single file restart because we're in the last lap zone. We're taking the leaders, push the ball up, and we send it back up top now to take us to the checkered flag.
So that will give some of these other drivers like Donnie Hill and Mike Herman a shot here. Marty Lindley and Mark Nesbitt as well. I don't think Lindley's got much left with his race car. Maybe Nesbitt does, though.
Well, Nesbitt's been working, and Marty's used his tires up. I mean, he's really working hard and try to maintain what he can have.
So Stacy Puryear will be the restart leader as we get set to go green. Just a couple of laps remaining tonight. The Naturally Fresh Dressings 200, the first ever North Series event for the USAR Hooters Pro Cup Series. 7 to go. Green flags in the air, and Puryear just drives away from Donnie Hill as they go into 1.
With a great start again.
Quick through the gearbox as Puryear has been all night long. Puryear just pulling away down the back straightaway, about 7 car lengths to the good over Donnie Hill as we show you the first 15 in the top left of your screen. Good battling a little further back. That's Beauchamp in the 60 car. Ford in the 14, still fighting it out for 7th as they come to the front stretch. There'll be 5 laps to go the next time by. Hill trying to hold on to 2nd now, I think, with Herman right behind.
And Mike Herman is doing everything he can to get around the 00 car. He is just sawing that wheel.
Marty Lindley hanging on the 4th. Nesbitt is 5th. Jason McClellan there in the 3 car is 6th. McClellan's been strong all night long in that Pontiac.
Well, he's adapted this racetrack a lot better than I would have guessed on most of these guys, too. These northern guys are they're going to be strong when we get to the next race.
It'll be interesting to see how this first season of North Series racing plays out in the Hooters Pro Cup competition. Full field of cars here tonight. 34 entries on hand. 33 took the green flag. Charlie Ford, your pole sitter in the red 14 car, the Sun Graphics Chevrolet. Look at him lean on Beauchamp here down the front straightaway with a couple of laps left.
Well, Beauchamp got a little bit loose, and Charlie tried to catch that hole while it was still open and couldn't quite get there.
The 28 of Regan Smith also in the mix, battling for 6th, 7th, and 8th positions back there. Smith was quick earlier on tonight. He's faded in the last 60 laps or so, but try to make a late charge and pick up a couple of spots here.
Well, we talked earlier about these tires, and if you don't like the way your car's driving right now, wait about 20 more laps, and it'll probably change. It's probably coming back to him as the fuel burns off.
They will certainly wear quite a bit, if nothing else. Beauchamp in the 60, Charlie Ford in the 14, Regan Smith in the 28 car. Good battle down into turn 3 here.
Getting down to the closing laps, and these guys, there's no more give and take now. It's side by side, and it's beating and banging.
Ford willing to try to get up alongside Beauchamp and try to work his way underneath. He's not willing to venture up into the high groove.
Well, evidently his car's a little bit loose when he gets on the top side, and he has to have that bottom groove to get a run.
You've told me off camera a couple of times tonight, Scott, that the idea is you want to loosen the race car up as the laps wind down. I'm sure by now these cars are set up pretty loose all the way around as we get a look at Stacy Puryear's crew. 1 lap to go here at Jennerstown.
They're getting real loose by now. The tires are wore out, the fuel's burned off. The track bar's way up in the air. These cars are real loose.
Puryear with plenty of room over 2nd place. Donnie Hill, Mike Herman in the 16's been battling with Hill, but doesn't look like he'll get there. Coming to the checkered flag, Stacy Puryear from South Boston, Virginia, in the 92 car, the Black Tire Machine. Your winner tonight, the Naturally Fresh Dressings 200 here at Jennerstown Speedway. A very happy crew on pit road. Puryear with a strong drive to the front from 10th starting spot. Picks off the victory to open up the USAR Hooters Pro Cup North Series. First season ever. Wow, an exciting night of action. Lots to talk about when we come back to Jennerstown.